yet, which is kind of ironic because I got that message yesterday or 2 days ago. And yesterday they sent out a thing saying, well, here's the hotels where you can save money and they'll discount you for Comic Palooza. And it's like, but you don't know what you're allowed yet, but you're sending hotel information. That doesn't make sense, but they are still going.
Yeah. Well, at least you've gotten, they have you on their list. They haven't sent me a single thing. So I haven't made their distribution list yet.
I've been there for 2 years in a row. So they keep sending me all their stuff. And the person who's in charge of literary is in authorology. So they keep me informed.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're still planning to do it though. They don't really know what their stipulations are going to be. You know.
Yeah, the hotels in the area have opened up. They've already said that. They just haven't said anything about the show yet.
Yeah. So James, we're talking about Comic Palooza that's happening in May. Because we've inspired.
Is it the George R. Brown, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
That's one I'm like dying. I'm dying to go to that one. It's like the biggest one in Texas, I want to say, or one of the biggest ones in Texas. So
how much did it cost to go there? Because when I was in San Diego, they had the comic. What is it?
That's the big one. Yeah,
that's the biggest one.
That thing was ridiculously expensive, and you had to be on a waiting list for like 2 or 3 years to get in.
Well, but that one's also the biggest one in the country.
800. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one that's very expensive is in Atlanta, and that's Dragon Con.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually a waiting list to get in it too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So
and that's in, I think they did that one in the hotel district. So it's like in 4 different hotels. So you have to actually walk around and.
Wow. That's interesting. You're probably going to hear Sky in the background. She's now crawling. Well, I say it's crawling, but she somehow gets from point A to point B in a straight line. So I'm pretty sure she's crawling or flinging herself, one or the other. So she's
scooting.
Yeah, something. So she's moving. She's moving. So she'll probably make noise here soon. But I was super excited. So I know last time Greg was talking about all these events and the cons and stuff, and Greg's like my Beaumont Comic Con, just my con man is what I call him, about all these things going on. Not the bad kind of con man, but the event. So
I'm a con artist.
Yeah, in a good way though for authors. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So I was researching all these other events that are either online or they're coming up with a date, hopefully to do in person. And I did not realize how many are out there. So like, I didn't realize that Writer's Digest had their own conference for authors. Had no idea. Or Times Magazine had their own for authors to come and meet agents and different publishers and stuff. I had no idea. But I found some that I am super excited about, because I found, like for you, James, you were saying you wanted like some detectives on and stuff because you're for your killer series. Well, there's actually, Sleuth Fest. I don't know if you've heard of that one. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but it's for mysteries, thrillers, and crime fiction. And this one is going to be online in March.
Where's that one at?
It takes place in, hold on. I'm pretty sure this one's in Florida, but they're going to do it online this year.
Okay.
And so
yeah, I was thinking that one was in Florida.
Yeah, that one's in Florida. And then there's another one. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Orlando Reads Books. I'm going to put all these in a link on the event page, but in the membership site too. And I'm going to send them in an email. But it's called Orlando Reads Books. And it's for indie authors, like hybrid publishers. It's perfect for everyone in this group to go to. And it's online also. But you can get new authors there. You can post your books and everything like that. And so I was just like, wow, this is huge. That's why I put in there that, going online since last year, my corny humor that you guys, I laugh at myself when I write the emails. But I thought that these events being online, because we can't, I don't know if you guys want to risk it traveling to all these different cities, and stuff with the numbers going up or whatever. So I was like, let's see if we can find some stuff online to get eyes on your books, eyes on your publishing companies. So that's kind of my whole goal about it. But I'm sure you guys have different ones. Like I don't have a whole lot of them in Texas. I only have two, which is the Texas Book Festival, which I know you guys all know about, and the San Antonio Book Festival. So those ones are online. You can post your book, talk to literary agents, all those kind of sweet things. So does anyone have other ones that we can talk about? We can kind of like create a list. I can put all the links up. You guys can go and check all these ones out.
Well,
There's
I
one for
don't
the
know.
Hampton Roads writers. They do a conference every year. And I think it's a little later in the year. I think it's around September or something like that. Sometimes around that time period. I can't really remember when it was. I went the last time. They do one every year, and it's open. So you go to hrw.com, I guess, is their site.
Okay.
And
Well,
you can find them.
For fantasy authors, actually, you can get into the Texas Written Fest. I have the contact for that, so they would have to go through me to get to her.
Nice. Are they still doing that?
What, the Texas Written Fest?
They haven't closed.
It went all last year. They never shut down.
Wow. Interesting.
I know they had restrictions because you had to actually have an online ticket to get in, and they only allowed so many people in, but they still went on.
Wow. So Greg, have you heard of WorldCon?
I haven't heard of WorldCon.
Okay, I found something that you haven't heard of. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I guess they place bids on which city gets WorldCon. So like this year it's in Washington, D.C., and next year it's going to be in Chicago. But it's for like science fiction, fantasy, all you guys that, write in that genre to go. I'm not sure if they're doing it online this year or not, but you can go, and it's supposed to be as big as like the London Book Fair and stuff like that. It's like in competition with them, I guess was my understanding for the science fiction world. And so they're planning on doing it on August 25th through the 29th. And they also call it DisCon 3. But I found this one because, I'm all about that con life. But I don't know if you guys want to travel or do that, but it's supposed to be as big as the London Book Fair, which the London Book Fair is June 29th through the 1st of July. At least
Yeah, they still taking applications for that.
I believe so. That is what their online thing has. I have all these browsers open. I'm like a hot mess in my browser over here.
Okay, I can add something to that if anyone is interested. Alan from his group here in Texas, he is planning to go to the London Book Fair and represent various authors. And so you can, for a very discounted price, have your book shown there. And some people are actually planning to go along with Alan. I'm not, but anyway, it's just a way to get into the London Book Fair if you're interested.
Yeah,
I am.
And another thing that Alan is doing is he's doing a book festival in Seguin in May.
Yeah.
May 29th.
That should go on people's list. If as far as I know, it's happening. He went ahead with his Galveston Book Festival this past fall, so I think he's gonna persevere with these things. What turnout is the issue. The Galveston thing was barely okay. I would put it that way.
Yeah, from what I understand, the last three in Galveston have not been good at all.
Yeah, that's what I know. Sandy had mentioned that last year. That it's just not, I think it just needs more visibility, I think is what she was saying. So.
Well, I think this year he tried it with like a wine tasting, book and wine tasting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went, at first I planned just to go down to the day, and if I ever did it again, I would just go down to the day. But then he invited authors to come the day before, and he had a wine tasting thing at the site the Friday night before. And it was pleasant. I got to meet some other Texas authors, but as far as a moneymaker, forget it.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these things are not money makers. if anything, at least you get your name out there a little bit. But I have not found a lot of these things. Even the Miami Book Fair, we did well on some years, and by well I mean we sold, quite a few books, but never enough to make up for what you spend to go to these things.
A lot of the times it also depends on how you present yourself, how your table looks, if you're communicating with them.
Yeah.
Because like I said, my first year at Comic Palooza, I ended up with a vendor table, which is a lot more than Artist Alley, but I was still able to break even.
Yeah.
Beaumont, for some reason, I just sell a crap ton of books. It's like the first year I was there, the first day I sold over 60. And last year, it was last year now, I sold like 40. So, I mean, it really depends on presentation, depends on area, location. It's like in Beaumont, what do those people have to do in Beaumont? I mean, you're either reading or you're sitting at home watching TV. There's nothing in Beaumont.
Yeah. That is a true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conroe's going to be the same thing. You're either going to be reading or you're going to be out fishing. Those are the two things in Conroe.
Yeah.
And then also depends on things like Miami Book Fair. A lot of the books out there for free, so a lot of people come through looking for freebies. And so, you're not going to sell a lot. You do sell pretty good. We did a couple that we did pretty good at. We went to Book Expo, and the one that they opened up the first year, they opened it up to the public in New York. We did really good when it came down to the last 2 days on the public side, because we was able to sell books there. During the expo itself, is librarian, books, all the people in the profession. So you don't sell them any books. You just give them books and give them pictures, and hopefully, try to pick up people who will carry your book somewhere. So it all depends on what the venue actually is for. If you're looking to sell books, make sure you go to one where people are actually there to buy books. Like I said, the Miami Book Fair is not that kind of thing. People do sell books there, but you have people who sell books for like $5 and $1 and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of places, a lot of companies are there giving away books. And, it's always funny because at the Miami Book Fair, we wait for the last day, end of the night type of thing. And people are coming around wanting to know if you would just give them the books. And it's like, in some cases, yeah, give them the book because, if not, I have to ship this stuff home. If I'm carrying it home myself, like if I drove down one year, they were like, yeah, I'm not giving away the books. I can use them at another event. But on ones where it was like, I had to ship this stuff back, it was like, yeah, just take them. But you have to promise to read them and leave me a review.
Yeah.
And they don't. But it's a matter of, it all depends. Like I said, I've been to a couple. I've been to some in Maryland where I actually sold quite a few books, but then those are like fairs where people actually come and buy books. So.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is getting your name out. I think is kind
Julie?
Yeah.
How close are you to Beaumont?
Oh, Beaumont's okay. I don't mind. I drive to Beaumont. Sure. That's not an issue.
The other thing to check out is Second and Charles. There's only 3 of them in the state of Texas. I think Lubbock, Conroe, and Beaumont. Now, the one in Conroe lets me set up for free, just as a personal author. You just talk to the manager, try to get set up, and they'll let you set up for free to sell your books. And they will advertise you on Second and Charles' site. But like the one in Augusta, Georgia, they do a 60-40, so it depends on the manager. So you get 60%,
I'm sorry, you've
they get
lost me
40%.
here. Greg, you've lost me. What are you talking about? Secondhand Charles?
Second and Charles. It's a used bookstore.
In Conroe.
There's one in Conroe. There's one in Beaumont. There's one in Lubbock. I think they're in Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. I think those are the 5 states that they're in right now. And they're owned by Books A Million.
So when you know you're going to be in Conroe, or you go there specially and they let you set up a table?
I live 15 minutes away. So I can just call them and say, hey, I want to set up, and they'll set you up. But you being in Beaumont, just talk to the manager there, find out what they want. And if they let you set up for free, then set up for free.
Okay, I think I didn't answer your question. I'm in Houston, but I was just saying I don't mind going down to Beaumont.
I wasn't sure which would be closer, Beaumont or Conroe, because Conroe's way north and off of 45, which I hate 45. But being on the north side and I can take back roads, it's a lot easier for me.
One positive aspect of of what's going on is that getting around Houston is easier than it usually is because there's less traffic on the roads.
That is true. So let's see. So James, for your killer series, there's also another one that's called Winter Thrills, and it's actually currently going on until March 18th. It's an online one for your book.
Okay.
So I'll post that, but there's I'll post that one. So that one's for, you know, if there'll be international speakers there that have talked about, you know, their books being international bestsellers and how to accomplish that. And then there's different like classes you can attend, but you can also pitch your book to agents and editors and all kinds of stuff like that at that event. So I'll post that one online too. But there's this other one that's called When Words Collide. It's for readers and writers. You guys heard this one? Where are you?
Yeah, I heard of that one too.
Okay, you have, because I like found this one. I was trying to find like more information on it, but their website is overpowering for me. So just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, just put it up there. I'll go take a look at it. I heard of that one, When Words Collide. Yeah. So
that one takes place August 13th through the 15th. Right now it's saying that it's going to be online. That could change, but right now it's online. So I'll post that one also. These are ones that are just like all over. Some are virtual. You guys can get, you know, some good exposure on your books. Another one I think would be really good for you guys, except they're taking 2021 off because of the pandemic, but they're coming back strong in 2022. So I think it would be good if we can travel by then to do the San Francisco Writers Conference. They're going to have some pretty big speakers next year, and it's supposed to be, they're going to have over 20 literary agents on top of like different, they're going to have 2 summits going on at the same time. Writing for Hollywood summits, if you're wanting to do like a screenplay, they're going to have information like that to do, but you can also kind of talk about your books, your publishing company and stuff like that. If they follow through and we can travel and they do it in person. So that one I feel like is going to be really big. It's kind of sad that they're taking, you know, this year off, but they have it where they're going to do speed dating with agents is what they call it. And you can have conversations with agents and all kinds of stuff. So it's very heavily agentified is what I'm going to say. So that one might be good if you're wanting to kind of get information from agents, pitch your book to an agent, or maybe find other authors, right? This might be a good resource for you guys to reach out to the people that are attending, other speakers, and kind of build your network that way. Maybe they can help cross promote you and you can kind of build that up. So I'm going to post all of these for you guys. Those are just the ones that I have found in my research because I got overwhelmed because there was like this one site that had 60 different events like online for authors for this year. And I was like, I don't think these fit everybody, but these are cool. So I have a lot of tabs open. But
try looking up Comic-Con Network.
Oh, see, I don't want a rabbit hole though. Because I'll rabbit hole and be like, I need to go to this one and I should do this one.
Comic-Con Network on Facebook has a list of just about every con in the United States. And they're going to tell you if they're going to be open or not.
They have a Comic-Con here. I think it's in Chesapeake. I'm not sure exactly what year. I'm going to have to go look that one up. They don't have too many here, but there's one that I was told was very big. which was Chesapeake. And then there's one, I think, on the other side of the water. When I say the other side of the water, I mean
The Chesapeake Bay.
the Bay. Yeah, the Chesapeake Bay. Yeah. North,
I used
towards
to
the northern
love those
Virginia.
restaurants. Do they still have those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you could get all you can eat, frog legs, catfish.
Yep. If you go up the Eastern Shore. Yeah.
I used to live in Dell City.
Oh, okay. Well, that's way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But with what Amy said, I can tell you right now, you couldn't pay me to go back to San Francisco. I was stationed there for 4 years.
See, I've
Oh,
never
but-
been. It's on my bucket list to go to California. I've never been, and it's just like on my list. I almost feel like I have like a Californian soul, you know, like laid back, like I would blend in there. But I don't know. At the same
You probably would.
yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, a true Texan. I was born and raised here. I love Texas. I don't like leaving. So it's like, it's a love-hate relationship kind of thing for me. But it would be interesting to kind of see.
I would go back to California.
The only thing
I've
I
been
can
to
say,
San Diego, LA. I didn't really live in San Francisco. I was only there once. I've been to Merced, which most people don't know about. It's the San Joaquin Valley wine country.
Oh.
So
Napa.
yeah,
I love
Yeah.
San Francisco, but it's cold. For
it
Southern,
is.
it's a cold
Yeah.
place.
If you do
Yeah, I like
go, the
Southern
only,
California. Yeah.
only thing I can say is go down Lombardi. The
Lombardi?
windiest road in the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's Lombardi.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I do know for those of you that like to do write-ins and stuff, remember Authorology is doing a write-in tonight and Sunday night on top of their marketing and their books. And that deadline is on the 1st of February. If you guys want to partake in that, I think it would be really good for all authors to do because it's the full length of or life of the book. So
Yeah, I'm going to do that today. I'm working on something a little later. I'll send that off today.
as long as that book is being printed, then your company, your book that you put in there is going to get exposure. So I'm just keeping you informed of different opportunities that you guys have that you want to take advantage of. But I do have a question for you, James, and I told Sandy I would make sure I got it answered on the recording because she goes back and watches them. So that question from Roger Leslie on the Ingramspark's pricing structure of it. So can you explain that? Because me and Sandy did not understand that question in the email. So we didn't know what advice to get.
Yeah, I emailed him and told him to call me. He hasn't called me yet, but I don't think he understood how they do the pricing because he was looking. I think he was looking at it as if how much you would sell the books for, and there's a difference between how much you sell a book for and how much it actually costs you to print the book.
Right.
Because what he was looking at was, and this is the only thing I can think of, he was looking at the final cost of what it would cost to sell the book. But that's not what it costs you to print the book.
Right.
So that's why I think he was confusing because he was going into the price per page and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, he probably was in the help section and they give you a breakdown of how they can figure out the cost.
Yeah.
But you actually have to go in and see how big the book is, how many pages, everything like that. And then you go for the compensation and it tells you how much it costs to print a book, how much it would cost you to print. And
Right.
then from that, you would put in how much you want to sell the book for. So you will figure out what your compensation is. And of course, the 55% and all that kind of stuff, discounts or whatever.
That's what
Yeah,
I
55% is for like the companies to buy your book at 55% so they can sell it and make a little bit of a profit.
Yeah.
But you still get your profit.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's not just the company, it's anybody. Like if you go to Amazon and buy the book, Amazon pays 55%. The person who bought it pays the full price.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So it's like, it's just 55%. Just forget about it. You're selling it for 55% off.
But
Yeah.
you don't have to. I don't ever put 55%. I say 40%.
You don't have to, but it kills your sales if you don't. Because then other companies won't buy your book. So you can't really get like somebody else to buy your book and carry it in their store because they won't make a profit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say, but I haven't seen that myself. I mean, I haven't tried 55%, and so I don't know, but
Yeah, it,
I
it goes
get,
down to 35%, and you could put it for zero. I think you don't have to give them any discount, but then it's like you're gonna be doing all your own sales because no other company gonna pick it up and they can't make a profit.
I
Right.
usually sell one or two through Ingramspark,
I
and I know
get,
the
I
best
get
people
regular,
putting it on there.
I get regular royalty from Ingramspark, so somebody's buying it. I don't know who, but somebody.
Yeah, because they go through Amazon or something. When they buy it from Amazon, it's going through Ingramspark, the print book. If you have it, published through Ingram, printed through Ingram, then wherever they're buying it from, they're getting it from Ingram.
Right, that's
So,
true. That if
yeah.
I saw, Amazon had my hardcover up for sale before I even had my proof copy. And so the only place it's been printed as a hardcover is on Ingramspark. So they
Yeah.
had to have gotten the copies from Ingramspark. And Ingramspark clearly was shipping to Amazon priority basis as opposed to the author who wrote the book. Which it's just
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because the files are out there. I think Amazon actually prints their own copies because they don't always ship the book. Sometimes they just ship the file and it gets printed by other people. Like Ingramspark has different places around the world that actually prints. So you can have it printed in Australia, London, I don't know. There's a couple of different places they print around the world. So you can actually, when you go order your book, and I have had to do this in a couple of cases, order it to be printed in another country so that you don't have to pay the fantastic amount of
Shipping.
mailing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you
But
have an emergency order.
yeah. But
Well, the other thing that I've gone
yeah.
through a whole litany of sorrow with Ingramspark. It turns out that they don't have a printer. They have many printers.
Yeah.
So the quality of your book can really vary. And so the paperback, the proof copy that I got from them, the photographs were fine. But my hardback, the photographs are just much worse. And I spent months trying to get them to do something about it, and they won't. So finally one guy told me, it might just be the printer that your particular lot was printed at. Well, that's really, it's a game of chance. And who's
you could send them back because I had to do that, send books back and told them, hey, these came out terrible. And, they said, do you want to send them back? And I would I don't necessarily want to send them back, but they said, all right, we'll destroy them. We'll reprint them for you. But
yeah,
they
and
do
then you
print
wait 2 more
Indiana.
months for your book.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
As I said, I didn't even have my hard book. Amazon was selling it and I didn't even know what it looked like. And then so if I ask them to reprint, I'm not going to see, it's months before you get your book. Anyway, I'm whining here, but Ingramspark is at least I'm getting some royalties where I started out. I get some money from Ingramspark, whoever they're selling to, they're selling it. I mean, they're getting 40% because that's what I put for my books.
Yeah, I originally started at like 45, 35%. And then after I talked to them, because I did meet them at the book expo, because I wanted to know why are they charging me 55%? Or why do they recommend 55%? And they told me, thank Amazon for it, because Amazon is the one who forced the price, the discount. And, I never liked Amazon anyway. I like them even less. But anyway, it is what it is. You have to do business with the king.
We all have this option now, which is bookshop.org. And you might want to explore that.
Bookshop.org. Okay.
Yeah. And the good thing about Bookshop, I mean, the way I found about it is you can, as a nonprofit, I work with a women's group, you can have them do an arrangement where it's like an affinity group thing. They will give your nonprofit organization a certain percent of the sale cost. Small, it's like 5%. But anyway, if people are going to buy it anyway, why not buy it from Bookshop instead of Amazon and have 5%?
Oh yeah, you mentioned that before. Yeah, I looked into that. Yeah.
So it's for people who hate Amazon, it's a way to go.
Yeah. So anyway, I tried to get in touch with what's his name, Greg? Yeah, Greg, and he hasn't got back to me yet, but I'll help him and walk him through setting it up and everything.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Roger, yeah. Whenever he gets back in touch with me, I'll try to walk him through it.
That works.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. The pricing, I think it's just the way that he worded it, because me and Cindy were like, what? It didn't make sense. We were like both confused. I was like, I don't know how to unconfuse the situation. She was like, send it to James. James knows.
Yeah, when I read, I was like, oh, he's writing the thing all backwards. But
Yeah, I was totally confused. I was like, oh,
yeah,
no.
I was like, I'm not going to try to explain it like this. I'll just talk to him and I'll walk him through it, and that way, it'll be easier to do it that way than trying to explain how to go through the help files and read all that stuff, because
everybody's got to learn. So I support that 100%. So we do have exciting news, which I know you guys have probably seen my Facebook post, but Percy's book on Amazon is sold out, which is really good. It made it to #2, which is good because it's bringing awareness towards his nonprofit. So if you haven't got his book and you're interested in it, check it out. It is a really good story, but that's like every author's dream, is being sold out of books, right? That's like fantastic. So we're all going to get there. I have 100% faith that we're all going to get there. But speaking of that, how are speaking opportunities coming? Because I have like a bunch of radio ones that I can send you guys, but I know that you guys are also finding them on your own. So how is that coming? Do you need help with that? Are we not wanting to do speaking? We just don't like people. I'm okay. I'm in that. Sometimes I don't like people. I don't want to talk. I get it. So
with all the advertisement I've been doing, I haven't been speaking at all. Everything right now is just advertisement.
Are you peopled out, Are you peopled out? Like I get peopled out. So I'm like,
no, because
new people.
I got a panel at Comic Palooza. I'm sure I'm going to have one at Conroe. I know in Lake Charles, when they get CypherCon, I'm going to have one each day that they have that open.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about like podcasts, radio shows, kind of bringing awareness, for Greg, for your Kickstarter, and also talking about your books, everything that you have going on, things like that, to kind of bring awareness, keep your name out there, besides going to these cons, because you can announce that you're going to these cons for these podcasts and stuff, and maybe draw more people there too.
So
go ahead, Julie.
I did a speaking thing this past Wednesday for a group called the Houston Breakfast Club, and it was about 30 professional women, mainly my age. But the thing, so I'm doing these speaking when I'm invited to speak, I go. But the thing is, opposed to doing it in person, if any of those 30 women buy my book, which I have no way of connecting the purchaser to the event to know if it was an effective event to have done or not. The whole Zoom thing, yeah, I'm getting my name out there. Yeah, they become aware of my book. Yeah, I got great feedback on my presentation. All of that was positive. But as far as converting into book sales, who knows?
They don't give you a list of attendees?
Of what?
Like a list of attendees, and then you can kind of compare that into who bought your book, or no?
No, because if they buy it from Amazon or a bookstore that gets it from Ingramspark, I don't get their name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
only if they buy it directly from my website that I would know who they were.
Well, you can look at it this way. If you do a speaking engagement and in the next week or two, you sold a book, you pretty much sold it from that speaking engagement.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fortunately,
that's how I
your sales reports also come very late. So it's hard.
Yeah.
And if you've done 2 or 3 speaking engagements in a month, you don't know which one, or you just, it's hard to match up effectiveness.
Yeah, because Ingram is like 3 months behind. So when I start seeing, when I went on Ingram today to see what's going on, and I see that a couple of the books have sold 1 or 2 copies, a couple of the ebooks have been sold. So we're getting stuff going, so things are trickling in all the time. And some of them are coming from, obviously, my speaking engagements, because, Pegasus went up and I sold another copy there, and this one went up and I sold another copy there. Of course, I've seen a couple from David and from Mark or John or whatever. So whatever they're doing is working, because there's still books coming into Ingram. But like, I can see the books that are being sold this month from Ingram, but you won't actually get the money for that or be able to track that sale for 3 months, you know? So, unless people buy directly from you, yeah, you're not going to know what they did, but you will know if you see, like you do a speaking engagement, like you say, you just did a speaking engagement. And if you turn around, you see 2 or 3 books, a couple of books sold next week, you can pretty much say it's from the people who heard you speak, you know?
Yeah. It's like a mind game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to track. It's hard to track apples to apples, oranges to oranges. But if you're starting to see sales, then you know that something's working.
Yeah. So keep doing whatever it is and just, figure it out. Like, that makes sense. Yeah, I get it.
Now I got a call back from Karina. I did the author assist, and someone bailed on her. So like a week or two after I did her first one, she sent me an email, say, "Hey, could you jump on Friday?" It was like 2 weeks ago or something. Could you jump in and fill in because somebody bailed on her? So I did another one for her. Now I'm supposed to be doing one back at next one is in April, but she told me, jump on and help me out. So if you're a good guest, people will get back to you. I got to get back in touch with the guy Wagner because I did a couple with him and he wants to do another interview with me. But I would like to have something new to talk about when I go on the show, So it's like, all right, now I have some new stuff to talk about. I got new artists out there, that kind of thing. So I can then have a new pitch or an updated pitch.
Yeah, which I love that you're building these relationships. So I actually sent Teresa Cody to Corrine. So she did her interview yesterday. And then I got Fern and Percy are going to talk to her. So Julie, if you want to also do the information, you guys can make, the decision on your own if you want to do it. But her podcast is called Between the Lines, which is, it's a cute name. I love it. So I tuned in and I watched it, but I get these author guest kind of inquiries weekly. And some of them want, authors, some want, business owners and stuff, but I can send them to you guys and you can, be like, oh, I want to do this business one. I want to get some more authors. I'll talk about the publishing company, or oh, I want to sell more books. So I can do that to help you guys out. Cause I am a firm believer podcasts are getting super popular and they're not going away. So we might as well jump on the bandwagon and get you guys loaded on as many as we can and just get exposure out there. So that's what I've been doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's what I do. So if anyone needs me and you're looking for a speaking thing, contact me on those days. And I'll be like, hey, here's I'll bombard you with everything that I have. But I think that those are going to be super important. I don't feel like, I know in-person events and stuff are going to come back, but I feel like with everything being online, people are getting more comfortable with it, and you can kind of get some more visibility in other states, countries, international, all over. And I feel like that's going to kind of help just bring your name about where people know you, right? And that's kind of the whole thing, is they need to know you so they can buy your books, or they can invest in your publishing company and have you publish their book. So these are all the things that are moving, that are in motion. Okay, so it's a marathon, not a sprint. As much as I like to just sprint to the finish line, it is a marathon. So we're slowly, okay, stop. Thank you.
Is she sitting in the chair on your desk?
Yeah,
Where is she?
It's a hot mess.
There you go.
Guys, yeah. Sorry. I don't even know if this is going to go back on. Okay, whatever. We'll fix it later. But so I think I've lost my train of thought. But speaking is super important. Let's just sum it up that way. Speaking is important, and doing these virtual book fairs, book events that tie in, where you can tie in your book, which you can really tie into any event, because you can be like, oh, I'm a publisher, and then tie in, oh, and I published my own book, kind of thing. So I think this is just going to be super important for everybody. And if you build relationships with speakers at these events or these radio hosts and stuff like that, then they're going to help cross promote you, which is kind of what we're trying to get into, which is cross promoting everyone, getting awareness of you guys out as far as we can do. So does anyone have any more events, speaking things? I saw Greg, you and Julie's comment. I will send you guys a buttload of emails today. So you're going to be hearing Amy Ravichandran in your email box all day. So I apologize.
Yeah, send me speaking engagements and, and these cons or whatever.
Yeah, I'll
So,
put that all on the list and send that to you guys here, like individually, since you guys attended, and then I'll post it when I set up the recording. So you're just going to be bombarded with Amy today. So I apologize in advance that you're going to get a lot of emails from me.
Amy, could you talk a little bit about the event tomorrow, Valerie Sweeten? What's it gonna?
So Valerie Sweden, who is my press release writer, she also writes Shush, Listen to the Rainforest and the Safari book. She's a children's book writer. She has a new children's book coming out that's called The Donut Tree, which is a gorgeous little book. And so we're doing a cover reveal tomorrow on top of a Kindle promotion. She doesn't have the physical copy of her book yet, but it is an ebook. So we'll be offering that for 99 cents. That's taking place tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Sandy's page. It's about 30 to 45 minutes. We'll be giving away copies of her book. Julie's going to be on, Fern will be on, me and Sandy, and of course Valerie. So if you guys want to be on and just kind of come party with us, let me know. I'll send you the link. You guys know we're always down for a good cover reveal and a good party. So that's kind of the whole shindig tomorrow. It's exciting. So come and support your author, share it out, comment, be engaged, and get other people engaged, because that's how we're going to help all these authors sell books, you guys. So
send me the link.
Yep. So I will email it to you. Julie, if you want to do a giveaway of your book, we can do that too. Giveaways are always welcome. So.
Okay, if Valerie wants that, I'm happy to do it. I don't want to push myself if she, because I'm promoting myself when I do that. We're supposed to supporting her. So
authors, come on, we'll do a cover reveal, and then she's doing her book, but you can talk about your children's book, and we can definitely, more the merrier. She's all about helping authors and stuff like that. So you are more than welcome to do that. Yeah, so I'll put you down. If you change your mind, no big deal. So I'll put you down for that. And we have Fern's going to be on there too. So it's just going to be fun. It's going to be Woman Power Hour. Yeah.
And James.
Yeah, and James. Well, I'll make Athena sit in on it.
Yeah, he's got women authors, so it goes. I like it. But all right. Well, you guys, if there's nothing else going on, remember that, go and check out Percy's book if you're interested in doing it, especially because he's trying to bring awareness towards his nonprofit, which is a really good cause. So just check it out. He did sell out, which is super exciting. So go and congratulate him and the group or whatever. It's a big deal. So we should be happy when authors do this and support, because they'll do it back for us. But other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you guys on Monday. We got Kathy Loftman's going to talk on Monday. So it's going to be exciting. And we have author talk on Monday too. So you guys, Monday's a big day. Yay. But other than that, you guys go and have fun and do something fun this weekend. I mean, don't go out, don't get COVID. Don't do that, okay? But other than that, guys, it's just go and have fun and enjoy the weekend. So.
Yep, you too.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. I'll see you guys on Monday.
Have a good one.
Bye.